Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video to talk about the 8/8 Lionsgate that's coming up actually on Sunday and put it in context in terms of what's going on for many of us this year. So last year, December 21, I was very excited about the winter solstice and actually drove all the way to Glastonbury in order to stand on the tour, which is the heart chakra of the planet. And at the time when I was doing it, I thought, okay, it's a really weird thing for me to do because I'm not normally one of these people that kind of goes and stands in monuments or ley lines or sacred places. Things like this just don't normally kind of attract me. But for some reason, I was really kind of driven to do it. So I did. And then came out here to Singapore and then have spent the last 8 months here. And the reason why I'm putting that in context, because a lot of you are reflecting a very similar kind of shift that has gone on for you since December. So think about what's been happening in the last 7 or 8 months. We've actually gone through an energy portal. So there was an opening in December that happened that really squeezed many of us through. If you like to think about the cocooning, and I know I brought this up before, but the cocooning well and truly kind of solidified in December time, and we've been starting to really emerge out of it. For many of us, we kind of thought, well, COVID was the cocooning last year. So 2019 was all about going into the cocoon. Now there was this kind of gestation period that happened, and the 8/8 gate, for many people who are kind of cosmic, planetary, energetically watching, are saying that the 8/8 is now a chance for us to really start to birth out of it. Now, for me, I just want to bring your attention to this year, like what's been happening for you from December to now, and does it feel like a time of rebirth? And what I mean by that is maybe a lot of things dropped off. Like one of the things that a lot of people are struggling with and have asked me about is their Reiki practice, like their spiritual practice seems to have really struggled this year. And one of the things that I've noticed, I mean, I've been exactly the same actually, in terms of a lot of my practices that were pretty set. You know, I would have certain things that I was doing and certain things that I've been doing for years suddenly just disappeared, and I was really struggling to sit on the mat to do my yoga, lie down to do my 1 hour Reiki practice. Like these times that I set aside to do my spiritual practice this year, I have really just disappeared. And it is starting to be replaced by a more continuous spiritual depth or awareness. So I just wanted to kind of put it out there, because my feeling is that one of the transitions that we are going through when we talk about the new earth energy, when we talk about a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, is the letting go of the practice and embracing the being. Like the whole point of spiritual practice is to eventually stop practicing and be. So the hour you spend on the mat doing your yoga, your meditation, your Reiki, ideally ends up just the beingness of Reiki, the beingness of the deep principles and foundations of your spiritual advancement. So that instead of doing your Reiki so that you can connect with your higher self, with universal life force, you stop using those moments to connect and actually just connect in the whole time. Now, that's not giving you an excuse to abandon your practice. It's actually inviting you to start to bring your practice in more consciously throughout the day. So it's like 24/7. Am I in my practice? Am I in universal life flow, or am I in my head freaking out and buying into all the drama that is going on around me? And that's, to me, the biggest and most significant shift that is happening for many of us on the planet right now, is this disengagement. So whereas before we would spend 23 hours of the day engaged in all the drama and 1 hour a day in our practice feeling calm and okay and resetting ourselves so that we could go back out into the drama, many of us are actually stepping, I'm going to say, above or below, doesn't matter how you're experiencing it, or maybe behind the drama itself. So that when the drama is happening, it's literally becoming more and more like a movie, or like something that you just feel, this is a happening, but it's not happening. And when it's a happening in front of you or above you or below you, or whatever the kind of directionality is for you, when you start to step out of it and into your spiritual essence, into your soul, into your higher self, into your universal life force, like whatever you want to call it, right? Then you start to realize, this is what I've been practicing for. So everything that you've been practicing for the last however many years, the time is here now. And this time here now is for you to be the practice. So instead of worrying that you've dropped your practice or that you're doing less practice, start to engage with the essence of what you've been practicing all day. Like, just start being it. And then maybe the practice comes back. Maybe the urge to sit quietly comes back. Maybe not in the whole full hour. Maybe the urge starts to come in 15-minute bursts. Maybe it starts to come in 5-minute bursts when you're waiting for a train, or when you're waiting for your next appointment, or standing in line at the supermarket. Maybe your spiritual quietness starts to come up throughout the day. And so what I'm really suggesting here is that don't be so hard on yourself if a lot of your routines have collapsed. I think there's a reason why it's collapsed. I think we are moving into a totally different phase now, and there is a stepping in for many of us. And I'm not suggesting it's for all of us at all. I think it's actually for quite a small population. Most people, are not going to really get what I'm saying at all. But for those of you who are resonating with this, I would actually say, what I've been doing for myself is just to drop the past completely, like drop all of my beliefs around what I should and shouldn't be practicing, and drop all of my pressure to practice or not practice, and just drop the whole thing. And from there, clean slate, stepping into, what does my body need now? Not what did it need before, or what was I told I need to do, but what does it really need now? So the body does need some form of exercise. It does need some form of being able to keep up. It's been a very, very energetically challenging couple of years for the body, for sure. So you need to bring something in for that, but it might be completely different to what you've been doing before. So really be open yourself to really coming into what is the body crying out for right now. And the same with your emotional state, your mental state, and your spiritual state. Like, what does your spirit really yearn for right now? And go from there. So it's almost like just dropping all the past. Don't try and keep bringing the past normal into your future normal, because it's gone. It is really gone. And if you haven't grieved for that yet, and if you haven't really stepped through into this new normal, then that's also another thing you need to do, because that's going to keep pulling you back. I mean, you're going to be one of those people talking about the good old days, the good old days, the good old days. Now, that's you can be nostalgic for that, but don't keep looking back, because if you keep looking back to how it was, you won't be able to see the opportunities moving forwards, and you certainly won't be at a clean slate. You'll be beating yourself up that you haven't kept your practice up. You'll be beating yourself up about all the things you're missing, and that's just not helpful, because there is a new normal that we are now building, and we're all responsible for holding the new energy. So if you're holding the new energy by looking at the past, then that's what you're bringing in. That's your contribution, hanging on to the past. If you're one of these people that is just constantly complaining or going into conspiracy theory or very negative or fearful, that's what you're contributing into the future. That's your contribution as part of the movement. So be very clear also in terms of what you are wanting to step in. I mean, Gandhi said this a long time ago, but be the change you want to see. And this has never been more important right now, because we are co-creating this future, and you are as important a part of it as any of the government leaders or the company leaders of big company leaders. You know what I mean? Like, you also have a part to play in this, and your practice is part of that. Like, what are you being? What are you bringing to all this is equally important, and do not underestimate that. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully this gives you a little bit of idea. And the reason why I'm bringing it out now is because as we step into the 8 Lions Gate on Sunday, this is something that you are going to this is setting your intention. This is what I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to project. This is what I'm going to bring forward as a gift to the new earth into the next year. And if you have a chance to sit and meditate on the Sunday and really bring your vibration, your vibrational gift to the world, that will have an impact. So have a think about that, and I hope this resonates, and I hope it helps.